God bless you, woman of God. Welcome to our channel. Today we will be talking about how much food exactly do I need to store away for a year per person. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have a friend or a family member that doesn't speak English, but you want to share this content with them in Spanish, send them to our channel, La Mujer de Dios. The link would be in the description below. And my friends, I am so happy to be here celebrating our first year on YouTube. Today marks the 1 year celebration of our channel. And as part of the celebration of our 1 year here on YouTube, our channel is mainly focused on Christian-based advice and talks that I have here with you guys, but occasionally I put on a prepper's video, and most of the people that come through our channel come by looking at those prepper videos. So because of that, I want to dedicate this 1 year video to my prepper community. I want to share with you what are some quantities that you can use to store food for a year per person. I found this great calculator or food calculator on the website thefoodguys.com. I'm going to leave a link to this resource in my description below. In this calculator, you put the amount of people that are 7 years of age or older or under 6 years old, how many people in your family. And the tool automatically calculates the basic amounts that that particular family will need to be able to withstand a year without food. So, or not a year without food themselves, but a year without being able to access food in a store. There are many opinions on the web. As I was doing my research, the average that is advised for people to save of rice is 1 pound of rice per person per day. So it would be in between 290 to 400 pounds of rice, essentially 365 pounds, but in average 292 to 400 pounds of rice in a year. In my thought, it's a little bit exaggerated. Me and my family, we are Puerto Ricans, as you guys may already know, and the rice is a staple in our pantry. We eat rice at least 4 days out of the 7 days of the week. And normally in my household, and we are a large family, we eat about 30 pounds of rice in the month. So I personally think it's a little bit exaggerated, but there's nothing wrong with having more than what you would be needing. So what are the recommendations per person per year? About 150 pounds of wheat, 25 pounds of flour, 25 pounds of cornmeal, 25 pounds of oats, 50 pounds of rice, and 25 pounds of pasta. In this website, the recommendation is to have 300 pounds of total grains per person per year, which makes sense because if you want to have about a pound per day, you would need 365, but in average, this would be an appropriate goal for us to try to reach. Also, legumes, 30 pounds of dry beans, 5 pounds of lima beans, 10 pounds of soybeans, 5 pounds of split peas, 5 pounds of lentils, and 5 pounds of dry soup mix. If you don't like one item, I would suggest you add that amount of pounds to another item that you do eat. Like in our case, we don't eat lima beans, so I probably would add those 5 pounds to the 30 pounds of dry beans. If I don't eat split peas, I would add those 5 pounds to the 5 pounds of dry soup mix. So you work and you play around with these numbers in order to satisfy the needs and the palate, the likings of your family. Fats and oils, 4 pounds of shortening, 2 pounds, 2 gallons of vegetable oil, 2 quarts of mayonnaise, 1 quart of salad dressing, 4 pounds of peanut butter, to a total of 25 pounds of fats and oils. Also milk and dairy, 60 pounds of dry milk, 12 cans of evaporated milk, and 13 pounds of other type of dairy like cheese. For the cheese part, I have a suggestion for you guys. If you go to the store and you buy a pack of the fancy macaroni and cheese, like the Velveeta packs or the Kraft packs, it brings the pasta and it brings a package like this big of cheese already sealed in a Mylar bag. That type of cheese can last a very long time stored in your pantry. So I suggest, if you want to have some cheese stored away that can last a long time, the cheese sauce inside those packets are a good alternative for you to saving cheese. As far as sugars goes, 3 pounds of honey, 40 pounds of sugar, of regular sugar, which in my mind is a little exaggerated. In our family, we spend about 25 pounds of sugar in 3 months. And like I said, we are a pretty large family. So we would need about 100 pounds for our family for a year. So 40 pounds just for one person is a little too much in my thoughts. But again, it's not bad to have more than what you need. 3 pounds of corn syrup, which is great for your pancakes. If you store flour for pancakes, you should, or you want to have some syrup to make it a little bit more enjoyable. 3 pounds of jams, 6 pounds of powdered fruit drink, and 1 pound of flavored gelatin. These are ways of getting some sugar into your system, which, if you, let's be realistic, if you spend a year without being able to go to the store and buy the things that you like, you want to have something that is tasteful and that brings you a little bit of joy and brings you out of the monotony of eating the same thing every day. Some cooking essentials would be 1 pound of baking soda, 1 pound of baking powder, half a pound of yeast, 5 pounds of salt per person. The recommendation is 5 to 8 pounds of salt per person, as you will be using it to condiment pretty much all of your meals, and half a gallon of vinegar per person. Fruits and vegetables, there are a bunch here on this list. To have a little bit of context of what saving these amounts of pounds of food looks like. A bucket like this is a bucket of David sunflower seeds, and you can find it at BJ's or Sam's or Costco, whatever. Or you can buy one of those buckets, 5-gallon buckets in Home Depot or Lowe's. In a bucket like this, you can store 40 pounds of rice. 40 pounds of rice in a bucket like this. You can store 25 pounds of sugar. You can also store in a bucket like this 30 pounds of flour and about 25 pounds of pasta. Pasta is not very heavy, but it is very space consuming. What I did was I put in Mylar bags inside these buckets and empty all of my boxes inside the bucket so that I would save space in my pantry. In this case, this is flour. I have 30 pounds of flour stored in this. And as far as water goes, we need to be realistic and understand the recommendation by the Red Cross is for every person to have 1 gallon of water per day per person. But if we are realistic, that may not be possible in a prolonged time of shortage. So the recommendation in this website is to have at least 14 gallons of water per person so that you can use the minimum basics, a few ounces of water, a cup of water per day to keep your body hydrated, because it would be very difficult to save 365 gallons of water per person for a family like us. An advice or a way that you can save at least 100 gallons of water in your home is buying a water bob, which is this plastic right here. It goes inside your bathtub, and it helps you save 100 gallons of water saving space in your home. The problem with this is if that is your only bathroom, you won't have a place where to shower. Now, if it comes to the point that you don't have any water, my suggestion in this case is that you invest in a Berkey system. A Berkey system is a gravity filtered water system, And they have 3 different sizes: the travel size, the regular size, and the royal size, which is the largest size. It can filter up to 6,000 gallons of water. That's the life of the filters. If you don't have a water source or water in your home, but you have a river or a lake or something near your home, you can bring water in a bucket and filter it in your Berkey and have some drinking water available for your family. So it is something to consider, rather than storing 1,000 gallons of water, which would be great if you have the space, to have a source of filtering your water. Another thing that you would need to consider thinking about is staple items of the home, like toilet paper, that become very limited, very scarce in times like that. As a matter of fact, right now, there is a shortage in wood. There is a shortage in aluminum. There is a shortage in containers. So you are beginning to see the shortage in items in the stores as we speak. And it is very important that we work in a way that we can save and prepare for not being able to have access to those things. And as a matter of fact, I did not have this idea before I just seen a documentary not too long ago about how rich people are buying these $1 million bunkers, and how they don't have toilet paper in these bunkers. And that really sparked up and triggered my mind. They are not saving toilet paper because if you think, the calculations, if you really want to save toilet paper, are 1 to 2 rolls of toilet paper per person per week. So we're talking about 52 to 104 rolls of toilet paper per person for 1 year. So that is a whole lot of toilet paper, especially if you're a family like us that we have 7 people. We're talking a lot of toilet paper. So this documentary said that they did not have toilet paper because it would require a whole room full of toilet paper to suffice the need of 5 years for these people. So they had bidet toilet, which are the toilets that have the capacity of shooting water to clean your private parts when you go to the bathroom. So it sparked in my mind that I remember when I was little, my grandmother used to have the actual bidet little toilet next to the toilet, and how it is used around the world. More than what we know here in America. Around 90% of the people in the world are familiar to the bidets. When I traveled in one of my trips to Africa, we had a stop in Dubai, and a lot of the toilets in Dubai had the bidet. So it is very important that we consider an alternate option. There is a bidet toilet lid. You don't have to install an actual bidet toilet. You can buy a bidet toilet lid in Amazon for $35 or more, depending how much you want to spend. It's this right here. I'm going to leave links in the description below for you for that, if you want to check them out. And you do not need to buy toilet paper. You can use a bidet and clean your hiney with it. So it is an alternate option for you to be able to have sanitary options without spending so much money and having to store so much toilet paper. So those are some extra options. Now for the meat, I want to share with you guys, because in this list there's only proteins, vegetable food, fruits and things like that. There is no meats in this list, but I came up with a little system that I think is going to be a great help for you guys of how to calculate how much meat you need for your family. You need to choose 7 types of meat that you want to feed your family. 7 types. You're going to choose 7 types of meats that you can find in your store canned. For this purpose, to show you or to demonstrate for you, I will use these 7 meats for this purpose. Luncheon meat. It's this square looking can. Luncheon meat, which you can make in a stew. You can make mixed with the rice, with the yellow rice. You can make it fried You can slice it and fry it and serve it with whatever. This meat, if you ration it, it can be good for your family for one day. Vienna sausages. I would cut the Vienna sausages into small little round pieces and mix it with the rice, and I can serve it to my family. And this little can be good for my family for one day. Cooked ham, it comes in a tin like this. You can find this at the store. A lot of people have asked me, where do I get these? I've been gifted these, so I personally have not purchased them, but I did find a company called Keystone who sells them by the dozen. You can buy a dozen of pork, beef, chicken, or I think even turkey. They sell it by the dozens. So you can use 1 can of these for your family for one day. Chicken, shredded chicken. If you ration it, you can save 1 can for your family for one day. Tuna, because the can is so tiny, and I would particularly save it as like a little tuna stew or something like that. I would need at least 2 for our family particularly. And last, corned beef. So these are the 7 meats that I have chosen. My suggestion to you is that you buy 52 cans of each of these. In the case of tuna, we would need 104 cans. That way you have 1 type of meat for every day of the week for the 52 weeks of the year. And that way you have enough meat for a year. You would need to buy 52 cans of each one of these meats. And from tuna, you need 100. And for tuna, you need 104 cans. So this is a simple way for you to calculate how much meat you need per family or per person. If it's only 1 person, you can probably use some of these twice. But if a full family can eat off of this if you rationate the portions. So again, I'm gonna leave you guys a link to the foodguys.com food calculator so that it can help you determine how much you need, how many pounds of each thing you need for your particular family size. And if you want to help me celebrate the 1-year anniversary here on YouTube, share this video with a friend. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.